Hello everyone, I'm Jennifer JHOP Hopkins and welcome to this Pilates workout. I'm really excited to do this with you today. Most of my workouts tend to have a lot of flow to them. Yeah, working into more of an intermediate flow. And I really think it's appropriate for me to take a time out and create a video for you that's more, maybe you could call it at a beginner level, but just that takes a little bit slower pace, answering questions, trying to actually tap into how do I engage my core, what is a powerhouse and how do I use it, how do I find it? Yeah, so we're going to be discussing that a lot today. So be patient, be present, and really just take this time to understand your body. Yeah, listen to the feedback your muscles are giving you, your joints. Be aware of where your brain wants to take you without judgment. And really just work through this practice, and we will find where our bodies are at today, and also maybe just gain an understanding of ideally where we want our Pilates practice to go. Shall we? All right, let's do it. We even have a candle lit for us here to give us some ambiance. I like it. All right, so when we approach the mat, all right, we always want to center ourselves. So I'm going to invite you to bring your knees up towards the ceiling, your feet on the mat. Place your fingertips behind your thighs. And now very gently just tuck your pelvis under and start to roll down one bone at a time, easing yourself on to the mat. Once we're there, we want to center ourselves from top to bottom and side to side. And those of us that are working out at home, sometimes that's a little bit tricky. You know, where did I put my mat? Is there going to be some furniture in the way, etc.? So just do your best. As we're here on the mat, make sure your heels are underneath your knees. Bring your hands on top of your abdominals, right over those hip bones as well, and just kind of spread them and start to connect to your breath. Inhaling in through the nose and exhaling out through the mouth. And I invite you to close your eyes and just kind of tap a little more keenly into your body. If at any time you feel like you need to open them to see where my body's at, that's fine. But see if you can just listen to the verbal cues I'm giving you and focus on where your individual body is at today. So what is a powerhouse? All right, in Pilates, we define powerhouse as essentially everything from your neck to your knees. I will give you a series of cues as to how to engage the upper and the lower powerhouse. And then we use those cues in each Pilates exercise. So let's start at the top. Drop your chin and feel the back of your neck lengthen and reach towards the back edge of your mat. Feel your collarbones widen. And then go ahead and give a little wiggle waggle into that mat. Identify your shoulder blades and pull your shoulder blades down in towards your ribs. All right, so if I had my hands on your upper back, I would just slide my fingertips and help those shoulder blades really connect into the back, as opposed to rounding or pushing forward. Now from there, you may notice that the ribs want to pop open to the ceiling. All right, so we're going to keep the shoulder blades down, but we're going to bring our top ribs into our bottom ribs. All right, so feel like the front has a clasp on it, or you're knitting the ribs. And if you look at my fingertips, I'm kind of showing you just fingertips in through each other. You're knitting those ribs together, and that keeps the upper abdominals engaged. It also protects your spine. From there, travel back down into those fingertips. Breathe in through the nose all the way into your hands. And then as you exhale, just notice the natural deflation of the abdomen. Now the way I like to put this is that you're just going to double down on that action. Inhale in through the nose, feel the breath. And as you exhale, actively scoop your abdominals, your stomach, in towards your spine and up towards those closed ribs. Try it 2 more times. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale out. Now I want you to try something. As you inhale, don't inflate the abdomen. Breathe wide into the ribs. Inhale. And then deepen your abdominals even more as you exhale. Scoop in and up, and you can feel with your fingertips how those abdominals become engaged. Now you may notice, once your abs are engaged here, that the hip flexors want to pull up. You may even feel like you're tucking your pelvis, your pubic bone, up towards the ceiling. All right, so we're going to try to resist that temptation. I want you to lengthen your lower spine on the mat. Make sure you're not curling that tail. All right, now take your fingertips off your abs and poke yourself right into your hip creases. All right, those are your hip flexors right there. They get tight. all right? And we're gonna try to tell them to just ease up a little bit on that gas, all right? So, keeping your ribs down, your shoulders down, your neck long, and those abs lifted. Press your right hip 2 inches further towards your right heel, but don't lose the rib cage. And now keep your right hip there. Press your left hip 2 inches forward towards your left heel. Don't let your lower back come off the mat. This is how we extend through our lower spine. And this may already be challenging, all right? I can certainly feel things working, all right? So now take your fingertips and wrap them around your buttocks, all right? Just give yourself a nice good scoop with those hands, all right? You can also work from the back here. So we just poked from the front. Now I want you to reach your cheek into your fingertips. And you might even feel those glutes get tight. Yes. Make sure you're not curling up to the ceiling. All right, feel that powerhouse engaged. All right, to close it all off, hug your inner thighs into the midline of the legs. That does not mean they touch. I want you to place an imaginary tennis ball right between those inner thighs, and that's where you give it a hug. Notice I didn't say between your knees, because it's one thing to just bang your knee joint together. It's another to actively hug in with those inner thighs. All right, and you may even, depending on your activity today, start to feel some shaking. So, can we maintain the inner thigh connection, the reach through our pelvis, the lift through our abdominals, the openness of the shoulders, the drawing down of the blades, and the reaching of the crown? Already, this is a workout, just holding this, and we haven't even moved, really. All right, that is your powerhouse. This is your body on Pilates. It's a beautiful thing. All right, I want you to maintain the torso. Keep those lower abs in and lift your right knee up to tabletop. Notice if the hip really wanted to come with you. Keep the hip forward. Bring the knee directly over the hip, and the shin is an extension of the knee. Pointed toes, please. Abs in. Lift the left knee up to match. Now keep squeezing that imaginary tennis ball between those inner thighs. All right, from here, lift your chin to your chest and slide your arms forward, raising them off the floor. And then roll back down. Waking up that neck here. Chin to chest. Curl up and stretch. Shoulders open and peel back down. Again, chin to chest. Deepen those low abs. When you curl up, are you hiking those knees in? Try to resist that. Remember those hands. You can even put them right underneath those cheeks again. Press forward and long. Drop your chin all the way onto your chest. Now reach your fingertips again if you have them behind your thighs. And then start the pump of your arms for your 100. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale in. And an exhale. Now ideally, nothing else in the body is moving, so you don't want to be bouncing in that neck at all. Reach so far forward through those arms that the body stabilizes. Make sure those hip creases are soft. Your booty is reaching forward. Those abs are still scooping in and up. Now, if this is going well for you, my friends, extend those legs out to the high diagonal. If that's not happening today, you bend them right back in to that tabletop. Now, splash above the level of the legs. Inhale in. Lengthen through your triceps more than your biceps. And inhale, breathe. And exhale all the air out every time. Now, remember how I told you to breathe wide into the ribs. And exhale, pull the back ribs into the mat. Again, 2 more. Inhale. Can you drop that chin a little bit more? Make sure the shoulder blades are down from the ears. Last time. Inhale. And then exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Hug the knees into the chest. Ease your neck down to the mat. And release your chin side to side. Let's slide our fingertips behind those thighs again. Little rocking motion in. And just rock it up to a seated position. All right, doing well so far? All right, good. Keeping everything here, we just build a little bit more with every exercise. All right, so I love this one. Your half roll down, feet forward. I utilize it all the time in class. Imagine those inner thighs squeezing in towards your center. Place your fingertips right behind your thighs. Now from here, tucking your pelvis under, we're gonna find our first really deep C curve here. So capital letter C, it's exactly as it sounds, a C curve. Make sure those heels stay on the mat, and I'm gonna tuck my pelvis and lengthen my lower spine into the palms of my hands as I start to roll down through my lower back. Pause, shoulder blades down, deepen the abs without thrusting forward. I'm gonna scoop in and come right on back. And then we repeat, all right? Now, one thing I always see here is a lot of lengthening back through the chest. Yeah, that's a hinge, not a curl, and we want to curl, all right? The more flexible our spine is, the healthier we are, the easier our movement is. Deepen those abs, and come on back to center. Lengthen your neck again. Tuck that pelvis under. Now, see if you can really feel L1, L2, L3, L4, every bone there, L5, in your lumbar spine, meeting the mat, and then the ribs start to connect, and pause, and scoop and curl up. Let's go about 2 more here. Tuck the pelvis under, keep those blades down. Your neck is lengthening up towards that ceiling. Shift a little bit more through the pelvis, and make sure the lower back gets down first, then the mid back, then the tips of those shoulder blades, and then we scoop. So deep in that core. Make sure those feet are staying on the mat. I know they are, right? And we'll do it one more time, all the way down. Such a great reset for your spine if you're feeling really tight in that lower back. This time, just ease yourself all the way down, lower back, mid back, then that upper back comes down. And we open the chest. Beautiful. Make sure you're, again, centered on the mat, top to bottom, side to side. So that exercise is a prep for your roll-up. Straightening those legs. I want you to lengthen from the front as well as the bottom. All right, so there's energy through the heels and there's length through your quads. Reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. And from here, keep that energy through your heels as you lift your chin to your chest. Now, you're still finding that same articulation now. Upper back, mid back, lower back. As you roll up through your spine and take a big stretch forward. Now, notice I'm not dropping my fingers towards my toes and hanging in this forward fold. We keep it active, we keep it deep. Reach the arms forward beyond the toes. Keep the feet flexed. Hollow out your abdominals. And then roll down through your spine, one bone at a time, keeping your eyes on your abs. Now, can you find that same articulation? Pause wherever you're at. Stop moving the shoulders and tuck the pelvis under and get a few more bones in that lower spine on the mat first. And then down into the mat. Woo! Again, inhale to lift. When you feel stuck, don't push through it. Place your hands behind your thighs. You can even bend your knees a little bit. You want to roll through it smooth and with as much control as you can. And then even if you bent the knees and used your hands, you can straighten here and go into that big forward stretch. Drop the head through the window of your arms. Now, I love this idea that was introduced to me one time of this being a competition between your arms and your abs. So your arms are going to reach forward, your abs are going to pull back. And it's a competition, but your abs just win. Keep tucking that pelvis under, lengthen the heels. And we'll do one more at this tempo, my friends. Make sure all 10 toes are curled back, not just your big toes. Yeah, pull those pinky toes back, scoop in. Big stretch forward, exhale all the air out. And I showed you that modification with the bent knees and the hands behind the thighs, so please use it at any time, all right? So, after a few repetitions for precision and form, we start to find flow. Inhale, lift. We want to hold on to as many details, exhale, as we possibly can from our precision work. But at a certain point, we also just need to let the body make its attempts and move. And roll it back. Pause wherever you are. Shift those hips underneath you a little bit more. Scoop out the belly and lower down. Now, very often in those roll-ups, we scoop back a bit on your mat. Yeah, it happens. All right, stay centered. Now, just scoop down a little bit, top to bottom, side to side. And as we head into our one-leg circles, let's take a stretch. Keep your left leg long and hug that right knee into your chest. And as you work this hip flexion, press your right hip bone forward and long. And just feel that lower back lengthen. And now interlace your fingertips behind your upper thigh and then straighten and bend your right leg up to the ceiling. Just limbering up the leg here 2 more times. Keep the collarbones open nice and wide and then point that foot up to the ceiling and flex and point. Watch that all 5 toes are really working together here. Point and flex, and then hold the point of your leg. Now, arms come down to the mat. Make sure that right hip is still reaching forward, almost towards your left heel. All right, don't let it pop out to the side edge of your mat. Tuck it under, and you're externally rotated here slightly. Flex that left leg, left foot. It's dynamically reaching forward. Arms are also going to reach forward as you cross your right inner thigh over towards your left shoulder. Draw a circle, my friends, listen to me, no wider than your mat. 4 more. Around and up. So often I see people going for a huge range of motion. All right, like it's going to get you a prize, and unfortunately it's not. The control and the muscular engagement will get you a prize. Now reverse it. Open slightly to the right. Cross over to the left and up. 4 more. Around and up. And 3. Keep pushing through that left heel. Hug in with the inner thighs. And 2 more. Last time. Lift into the abdominals and then lower the right leg and hug the left knee into your chest. And as you stretch here, let's talk about the S's. All right. Strength. Yes, we work strength in our bodies here. Slip those hands behind the thigh and straighten and bend about 4 times. We work stamina, endurance, stretch, yeah, and stability. So right now, we're focusing on stability. Hold that leg up to the ceiling and point and flex. To find that stability, once we start adding more movement in the body, press that left hip into your hands as you do your last point and flex. And now hold the point. Re-engage that right leg. Feel the back of your thigh into the mat and flex your foot and reach your fingertips forward. Deepen your abs. Now cross your left heel over towards your right shoulder. Draw a circle no wider than your mat. Stability. How big can you make that circle and still keep your body stable? 3 more. Reach out from that hip. Last 2. And 1. And now hit the reverse. Around and lift. Remember, not too wide. Just to the outer side of your mat. 3. Don't let those hips move. 2. Are those abs still in and up? 1. And lower that left leg down. Arms to the ceiling. Our transition here is to roll up, chin to chest. Use your hands, bend your knees as you need to. 1 bone at a time. To transition to seated position. All right, doing great so far? I know you are. All right, let's scoot forward a little bit for rolling like a ball. You just want to make sure you got plenty of space behind you. Now, slip those fingertips right behind your upper thighs here. All right, so we're going to work into a more closed position, but right now, let's just find our C curve again. Come up onto the tips of your toes. Press your heels together, and my knees are open only as wide as my shoulders. So don't give me a big open knee position here. Close it, yeah? It's just a little bit bigger tennis ball now, yeah? A smaller beach ball, okay? Now, with your hands here, keep pressing your thighs forward, but then roll off the safety zone of your sits bones. So it's a lot easier to balance up here, yeah, on those bones. But you can feel if you rock forward like I just did, it gets right into your hip flexors and your abs release, okay? We want the opposite. We want the hip flexors to release and we want your abdominals to dynamically engage. So test the waters. If you feel like you're about to fall backwards, you're doing it correctly, all right? Because indeed, that's exactly what we're about to do. With your chin on your chest, roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Rock immediately back up and find that same balance. And as you do a few more here, don't change the shape of your body. All right, I've often used the image of an egg. Even if it rocks and rolls, it doesn't change shape unless it breaks, and we're not breaking today, all right? Give me 1 more. See how little momentum you can give this and still accomplish your goal. Now, take your hands to the outside of your legs and hug your heels in towards your seat. Draw those blades down. My elbows are still wide like chicken wings, all right? Eyes on your belly button. Roll back 1 more inch. Boom, hang on to it. Feel those abs engaged. You want that. Now, this is where you stop when you come up. You don't come any farther forward than that, all right? Stay back here with me. Here we go. Roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Rock immediately back up and pull those heels in. Woo! Again, 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Can you tighten that ball shape any more? And 2 more. Inhale. Exhale up. Don't kick the legs forward. Keep pulling them in. Do your best. Inhale. Exhale here. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and lower those feet down. Awesome, team. All right. Straighten the legs out in front of you with those flexed feet. Reach your fingertips forward. And then tucking your pelvis under, we finish off that roll up we did to a seated position. And we transition, back down to the mat. And everybody hug your knees into your chest while I talk at you for a moment. So, coming up next is your ab series. And this is usually the joke in class. It's like, oh, now we're doing the ab series? What have we been doing up until this point? All right, and I agree with you. But this is our formal series of 5 ab exercises that I will coach you through, okay? Now, as you go through, the first thing that you're often going to want to do is put your head down because that neck is going to get sore. Totally legit, totally common, don't panic, all right? As the little boy in Jerry Maguire taught us, the head is heavy, okay? And it takes a lot of strength in your core to be able to hold the head up. So as you're building that strength, if you need to, my recommendation is to lower your head down for a few repetitions. Keep the legs moving in whatever exercise we're doing, yeah? And then lift your head up again after a few reps if you're able to, okay? That's the goal. Here we go, let's get it started. Exercise number 1. Knees into your chest, and now draw your chin up to your chest, eyes on your belly button. Bring your left hand to the top of your right knee. Walk your right hand down towards your right ankle and extend your left leg out to the high diagonal. Lower is not better in Pilates. Longer extension is better, all right? So this stays engaged. Now pull that right knee in, draw the shoulder blades down, and hug your inner thighs. And then switch the arms and switch the legs. Now really extend that right leg like you're trying to touch the wall. Draw the abs in away from the knee, and then switch. Make sure those inner thighs are brushing through center every time. That's it, team. And switch. And switch. Let's go 4 more. Keep drawing those abs in and up, and feel the back ribs pulling into the mat here on your last set. And that chin is still down on your chest. Now both legs come in for double leg stretch, pressing those heels together. Inhale, reach arms to the rear diagonal, toes to the forward diagonal. Hold the legs. Circle the arms. Exhale, deepen your abs to return. And again, inhale, chin stays forward. Circle the arms. Bend the knees. A lot of times I see this. The head goes back with the arms. Please don't do that. Ouchie. Bad for the neck. Circle the arms. Bend the knees in. Let's go 2 more with a little more flow. Inhale, reach. Circle the arms. Exhale all the air out. Squeeze it out, squeeze it out, squeeze it out. One more time. Inhale, reach. Circle the arms. Exhale, deepen the abs to come in. Now right leg up, left leg out. Scissors. Pulse, pulse, and dynamically switch those legs. 1, 2. Now watch that bottom leg again. If you just start to let it hang, that's all hip flexor. You lose your muscle engagement. And 1, 2. Switch. 1, 2. If this is going well for you, hug that leg in a little bit closer. Reach up for that ankle. All right? Do not bring your chest up to the leg. Bring the leg to you, my friends. 1 more right. Deepen those abs. 1 more left. And now legs up to the ceiling. Hands behind the head for a little assistance. Thank goodness. Keep that tail heavy. Make sure you're not popping that tail up and the toes over your eyebrows. Keep it in an L shape. Now curl up. Lower those legs away from you. Keep it small, my friends. 3, 2, 1. Exhale, lift. I'm going to show you what I don't want to see again. This huge drop and a huge swing up. Inhale, lower 3, 2, 1. Pause. Make your legs longer and then lift back to center on 1 count. Try 1 more. Inhale, lower 3, 2, 1. You lengthen and lift back to center. Now reverse that count. Lower in 1 count. Lengthen. Lift up 3. Deep low abs. 2. Curl up 1 more bone. And again, 2 more. Inhale, lower once. Exhale, lift up 3, 2, and 1. Feel the shaking. Inhale, lower 1. Exhale, lengthen to lift 3, 2, 1. Now bend your knees to tabletop. Rotate your right armpit towards your left knee. Don't move your legs. Look to the left elbow and then rise up 1 more inch. Ooh, we're not going backwards. We're going to stay over that bone as we rotate to the right. Open and look at that right elbow. Now lift your chest up 1 more inch. Stay there. Make sure your tail is heavy. Those knees haven't shifted. Curl up higher through center. Now add the leg. I twist to the left. I reach my right leg long. I pull that left knee in for 3. Lift up 2. Twist 1. And then come higher through center. Twist to the right. It is so much harder when you really do this correctly. And lift up through center. Brush those inner thighs. Keep that inner thigh connection. 3, 2, and 1. And lift. We have 3 more. Twist 3, 2, 1, and up. Now pull that left knee in. Look to the left elbow. Stay up through center. Last time. Reach 3, reach 2, reach 1, and then come down. And be so happy that is over and you don't have to do it again. And that is your ab series. Woo, delicious. All right, let's just take a gentle rock up to a seated position. Whew, how'd you do? Killed it, right? I know you did. Your reward. I always say this in class. Our reward for surviving the ab series is that we get to do spine stretch forward, which is just one of the yummiest treats for your body ever. All right? Open those legs up a little bit wider than your mat. Now, if you feel like you can't lift out of your lower spine. If those hip flexors are so tight that you cannot articulate without rolling backwards, here's what you do. Grab a thick book or a yoga block if you have a small bench, and you just pop right up, all right? This gives your body a little bit more space because you want that lower spine to be long. Spine stretch forward is for that lower back, all right? So we want to make sure we're really getting into it. So I'll start up here, yeah, for any of you using this level. If you're on the floor, it's the exact same thing. Just make sure those legs are straight, toes up to the ceiling. Reach your fingertips forward. From here, lower your chin to your chest, your nose to your navel. Now lengthen those arms forward. Again, not dropping them towards the floor or hanging onto your toes, because we reach beyond the toes, yeah? Now find that competition again. Arms reach forward, abs reach back, and the abs just win. Shoulder blades away from the ears. As you re-articulate up through your spine, back into a taller and longer seated position. Now I want you to play the piano. Put your fingertips on the keys. Press down on the keys to lift up taller. Lower the chin to your chest. Nose to navel. Hollow out those abs as you reach your arms forward and long. Make sure those knees are up to the ceiling. Inner thighs staying connected. Reach forward for 3. Little further for 2. Little further for 1. And then as you roll up, one of the biggest things I see is that people lift that head way too soon. I want you to put that on a big delay. Make sure your spine is completely restacked before the neck and head come up. And again, inhale. Now watch your knees, make sure you're not hyperextending. And what is that? That means pushing your knees all the way into the back of your legs. You want to lengthen forward, not over grip in that knee joint. As we restack, lift your abdominals first and roll up through your lower back, mid back, upper back, neck, and head. One more time because it's yummy. I told you, right? Chin to chest. Lengthen through your triceps, like I said earlier. So often we push from the shoulders. Reach from the triceps, draw the blades down. So good. And then rolling up through your spine, one bone at a time. Awesome. All right, so if you're on here or on a block or a book or anything, stay there. I'm just going to demonstrate the next exercise without it, yeah, so we get both. We're going to head right into soft from where you are. So reach your arms out into a T with those feet flexed, lifting out of your lower abs. From here, we have our first twist, and this is for your thoracic spine, your mid-back. Rotate to the left, take your right pinky finger out over the left pinky toe, and you try to saw it off by reaching forward for 3 and 2, a little further on 1, and then come back to center. Now we journey over to the right. Reach that left pinky finger to the outside of your right pinky toe and reach for 3 and 2 and 1. Come back to center, lift up. Now let's talk some details. As you twist here, turn your right palm forward, your left palm back. Now, instead of trying to turn the shoulders, I want you to turn the ribs. And now notice that your right hip wants to come with you. You're going to pull that right hip towards the back edge of your mat and drop your ear to your knee and lift up, and you'll be better able to see that hip motion here. So as you reach here, notice the left hip wants to come to me to the right. Pull that left hip back. Now twist the ribs for 3 and 2 and 1, and come back to center, and let's let it flow. Here we go. Twist, turn the ribs. Now possibly come up deeper in your twist. And over to the other side. Keep those feet flexed. 3, active, 2, and 1. Here's your last set. Pull those abs in and reach for 3. Shoulder blades down, 2 and 1, and lift. Last time, twist for 3 and 2 and 1, and up, center. Yes, gorgeous, right? All right, so lumbar spine, thoracic. Now we're gonna get into that upper back and into the cervical, okay? So flip on over with me and we'll go into a swan prep today. So on your stomach, bring palm over palm onto that mat. All right, and it is my goal that even though we are stretching here into extension, that we not pinch in our lower back. All right, so as best as you can, hug those legs together. You're gonna find that may be challenging, all right? That's a-okay. Just get them as close together as possible. Imagine that tennis ball and try to squeeze it. Now, for our first repetition, I want you to press your elbows down into the mat. Pull your shoulder blades down into those ribs the same way you did when you were on your back. Hands press down as that chest floats up. Now only come up a few inches, and then I just want you to pause. Take all the wrinkles out of your neck and press the back of your neck up to the ceiling. Now from here, Simply try to pull your chest forward through the window of your arms towards your thumbs. As you lower down, is it possible to lengthen your upper spine any more? Delicious. Here we go. Toes are going to lengthen over the back edge of your mat. So there's reach happening, okay? If I could come behind you and pull your ankles, I would pull them across the room as the neck glides you forward and up. Now turn your chin to the right and to the left. Make sure there's no tension there. Draw your chest forward. Lift your abdominals. And then lengthen as you lower everything down. Spectacular, my friends. Now, taking this up a notch. If you are able to, I want you to keep your fingertips connected to your forehead. If that's not happening, just keep your hands down on the mat, all right? Inner thighs engaged, reach through your toes. Lift your belly button. Now float your chest, arms, and head up off that mat, elbows wide. Support the neck with those fingertips. Lift for 3 and 2 and 1 and lower everything back down. 2 more, reach through the toes, lengthen through your neck. Come on up for 3 and 2 and 1, lengthen to lower down. Last time, lift the belly button, press your hip bones down. Engage, lift up, 3, 2, 1, and lower everything down. Place your hands right underneath your chest and push back into rest pose. Child's pose. Hips reaching towards your heels. Arms lengthening forward. In Pilates, we coach this very actively. So I want you to actively lengthen your fingertips forward. In opposition, draw your shoulder blades down. Lower your head through your arms even more than you think you can. Now lift your belly button off of your thighs and round into that C curve to get your sits bones towards your heels even more. And it becomes an even more delicious active stretch. Breathe deeply here. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more time. Inhale in. Exhale out. Beautiful. All right. Give me a little undulation forward here so we don't strain that neck. We're going to do 2 more exercises here on our stomach. Coming down for single and double leg kicks. So this time, fists are down into the mat. Your chest is up, but you don't want your pelvis off the mat. All right. So keep those hip bones firmly into the mat. Push your hands down to lift your chest. All right, now flex your right foot. This is really important. You have to flex your foot to engage your hamstring, your thighs, where your thigh meets your ass. All right, you're going to kick your booty 2 times. Press the pelvis down and kick once, twice. Now point the toe and reach to lower. Left side comes in. Flex once, twice, and reach to lower. If you feel pinching in your lower back, lift your belly button even more. Let's pick up our flow. Here we go. Kick once, twice, and point to lower. Kick once, twice, keep the knees together. Now watch your hips. Make sure the hip doesn't bounce up to the heel. It's pressing into the mat. Now, are you dropping in your chest? Lift up, kick, kick, reach. 1 more right, 1 more left, and then lower the left side of your face down onto the mat. Wrap your left hand around to the center of your spine and your right hand around on top, and this is your double leg kick. Hugging those legs together, flex your feet, super important. Kick your booty. Notice that my hips want to come up. I'm going to lengthen through my quads. Give me 3 kicks. 3, 2, 1. Now lengthen your legs onto the mat. Onto the mat. Stretch your arms over your seat, drawing the blades down. Lengthen your neck. As you lower, you turn down to your right cheek. Legs together. Kick your booty. 3. Hips down. 2, 1. Now press the legs. Lift the chest. Reach the arms. And let's go to the other side. 1 more. Each side. 3. Hips down. 2. Endo. 1. Keep those knees together. Breathe. 1 more time. Kick 3, 2, 1. Lengthen and lift. Now stay here. Open the arms. Turn your palms towards each other. Now plug those shoulders into the back. Hold for 3. Lift for 2, 1. And lower everything down. Excellent. Hands onto the mat. Again, rounding the spine after extension. All right. You can add a little movement into this one if you like. Just really releasing in case any tension crept in. 2 breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale in. And then exhale, just rolling over onto your back. All right, ease yourself down the way we did at the beginning. And we'll do a little shoulder bridge here. So this is the same setup as the beginning of class. Heels are underneath the knees. Only a fist distance apart between those feet, all right? And you want those heels in a little bit more so that when you roll up, your back is supported. If your legs are out here, you'll notice when I roll up, I'm just hanging into my low back, all right? So you want them in a little bit, but not all the way here, okay? There we are. Reaching your arms nice and long with that open chest. Find the zipper through the front of your abs. Find the length through the sits bones and the lower back. Deep breath in. As you exhale, tuck your pelvis under and roll up through your spine, one bone at a time. Now remember that imaginary tennis ball. You're going to put it right back between your inner thighs so that your knees don't go out. You want to squeeze into that midline. Now also notice I am not trying to thrust my hips up to the ceiling. I feel like the 80s were real tough on us women with all this thrusting that we had to do, yeah? Tuck the pelvis. Use the back of your legs. I want you to have 360 strength, not just pushing up into those quads. You need this, all right? So push down through the heels, lift up through the glutes. The ribs stay down as those collarbones open. Take a deep breath in here at the top. And you exhale, roll down through your spine, one bone at a time. Repeat. Tuck the pelvis under, hug into the inner thighs, and curl up and open your chest. Press those arms down, lengthen your neck. Now, stabilization. Again, yeah, working stability in the body. Hold on to this position, and then extend your right leg out to the high diagonal. Kick the wall behind you. Ready? Once, twice, flex the foot, and lift your hips higher. Just give me two more. Kick, and reach to lift. Good, one more time. Kick, and reach. Now stay. Put that foot down exactly where it came from, and then extend your left leg out. Kick the wall behind you. Once, twice, flex the foot, lift the hips higher. Two more. Kick, and reach. Last time. Kick, open the chest, ribs in. Place that left foot down exactly where it came from. Inhale deeply. Exhale as you roll down. I want that extendo spine, reaching forward towards the back of your heels, and then let it settle. Beautiful. Let's come on to our side here. So I'm going to give you kind of an abbreviated side kick series just to make sure we do some side work. All right. Usually in class this would be a little bit longer, but we're taking time to discuss details today, so we're not getting quite as many exercises in as maybe we would in class. To set yourself up, elbow, shoulder, and hip all the way up against the back edge of your mat. Hand is down in front of your chest. You're pressing your neck into your hand to keep it on spine and aligned. Lift that top leg up to hip height and then make it longer. Give me 2 kicks forward. Once, twice. Now point the foot as it sweeps back. There's an internal rotation that happens and a big reach, and you feel that gorgeous stretch through here. Don't lean forward with the chest. Keep it here. Try again. Kick, and reach it back. And again, kick, and lengthen back. The leg goes once, twice higher, and reach it back. And just one more time. It's kick, and reach it back. And then bring that leg back over your bottom leg. Flex your foot, and you're going to press up for 3, 2, 1. Make it longer as it comes down. 2 more. Reach out. Lengthen through the hip. One more time here. Lift, and lengthen to lower. Now lift in 1 count. Extend and lengthen for 3, for 2, for 1. As you do 2 more here, I want you to reach through the back of the leg, and then equally through the front of the hip. Now find your circles around. Point that foot around, and around for 4 and 3. Nothing else moves. Stabilization and reverse. Working our stamina here at the end of class. And 3, 2, all while we strengthen. All right, lift that top leg all the way up. You're going to wrap your hand around that ankle and set the foot down. Ideally, this knee goes up to the ceiling, and that's where it stays, okay? Flex your bottom foot. Lift up for 3, 2, 1, and lengthen to lower. Again, chest stays open. Reach it out. One more time. Lift, and lengthen to lower, and then start your circles around and up. Make sure that knee isn't falling towards your nose. Make sure your head is still pressing into your hands. And then reverse your circles. Give me 5. Pressing through that heel. And 3, and 2, and 1, and lower down. Extend your top leg back over that bottom leg. And then zipping up those abs. Lengthen through the hips. Lift your top leg up again. Now zip up that bottom leg, and you're going to open into a small split over the front edge of your mat. And then switch. Don't worry, I'm not going to burn my toes. In the screen, it looks like I'm going to, but I won't. And switch. but thank you for your concern. Reach. And switch. Now you're still crossing over that front corner. Ready? Match the heels deep in the abs and lower down. Beautiful. Come up to a seated position. Now here's your big fancy move of the day. Give me a can-can. Ready? Up and over to the other side. All right, on your right elbow, shoulder and hip all the way against that back edge, then bring your legs forward towards the front edge. Lift that top leg up to hip height, flex your foot. Let's flow a little more this time. Ready? Kick, kick, because we know what we're doing, and point and reach. And kick, kick, lengthen back. Understanding that each side of your body is going to be unique, going to be a little bit different. All right, so just be curious. Be in the process of understanding your body. Beautiful. One more time. Abs in, and lengthen, internally rotating, and bring it back. Good. Flexing that foot. Push out through your heel. Lift up 3, 2, 1. We're making it longer than your bottom leg. And again, press up 3, 2, 1. Press through the back of the leg. And again, press up 3, 2, 1. Reach through the front of the hip. Now reverse it. Lift up once and reach out 3, 2, and 1. Again, lift and lengthen 3, 2, and 1. One more time. Lift and reach out 3 and 2 and 1. Now point your foot and find your circles around and up, around and up, around and up. 4, 3, 2, and reverse it for 4. Lengthen your neck. Everything is still working. 4 and a 3 and a 2 and a rest. Big kick with that left leg. You're probably going to hear my hip pop. Yeah, there it goes. And then wrap your hand around your ankle. I knew that was coming. Keep that knee up to the ceiling. Flex your bottom foot and lift up for 3, 2, 1. Reach out in 1 count. And 1, 2, 3. Lengthen to lower. One more time. Lift that inner thigh, inner thigh, inner thigh. Reaching out and then hit that circle around and up. And try to keep that top knee all the way up to the ceiling. We are almost there, team. And now reverse. Around and up. Shoulders are down and easy. 3, 2, and lower down. Beautiful. Extend that top leg back over. Let's find that high, or the scissors. Going for a little walk. You can probably hear my kiddo in the background. He's like, where are you? Lift that bottom leg up. He's with daddy, it's fine. Take that bottom leg forward. Top leg is back. Now you're watching that front corner of your mat to split it. Yeah, abs are in. Don't lean back. And then switch. And switch. That's it. 4 and 3. Easy gripping here on the floor. 2. Reset. 1. Now when you stack your legs, make sure it's to the forward diagonal. Can you take it 1 more inch forward? Woo! And then lower it down. Beautifully done. Coming on up, can. Woo! Back to the front edge of your mat. All right, let's bend our knees. Ease yourself back down to the mat. Make sure you're centered. Top to bottom, side to side. And let's work into our teaser prep. Now, unlike your bridge, where I said your heel should really be underneath your knee, this one I'm going to encourage you to walk it out a little bit, and you'll know why in a minute. Extend your right leg out to the high diagonal and reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Ooh, teaser prep. Here we go. Chest is open. Lifting your chin to your chest, place your hands behind your thighs and find that deep scoop first. Now reach through your right leg. Try not to let it drop. And come on up. And then extend those arms and roll back down through your spine. 1 bone at a time. Inhale to lift. Now maybe you use those hands behind your thighs, maybe you don't, but reach through that leg and extend. And then lower down. Right foot down, left leg up. Now hug those inner thighs, and here we go again. Chin to chest, the blades pull down. Try to resist, pushing forward with the arms and the shoulders. Take your time. Exhale, roll down. As we do one more repetition, I'm just going to reiterate that you want to encounter your sticky spots in Pilates and roll through them. Breathe through them. Don't force, don't push, because when you do, you skip the muscle training. Hug your knees into your chest. Yeah? You're just coaching bad habits for the body. You start pushing on the spine. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Okay? Take your time. Train the muscles, and it will happen. All right? With that, let's head into seal. Heels together, toes apart. Clap your hands. All right? Then dive your hands through your ankles and wrap them around. All right? So now, press your elbows into your knees into your elbows. Clap your feet together 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Roll back to the tips of your shoulder blades. Clap again. 1, 2, 3. And lift. 1, 2, 3. And back. 1, 2, 3. And this is to rock out that spine one more time. All right. Pull the belly button in. Now I want you to do 2 more. After that last repetition, attempt to cross your ankles, stack your arms like a genie, and come all the way to standing with me. Press down, stack, and lift, ideally without touching that floor. Did you do it? I know you did. All right, now we're gonna do front support to finish here. Heels together, toes apart at the back edge of your mat. Breathe in with me. Inhale up. Exhale, chin to chest. Now, if you have any kind of wrist issues, simply bend your knees and come out onto your forearms, okay? If you're in that forward fold and you're able to, in 4 counts, walk your hands out to your high plank. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So you're either in a high plank or a low plank. If you are in low plank, give me serratus push-ups. Inhale, drop the chest and lift the chest. If you're in high plank, give me 3 tricep push-ups. Inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Let's do it together, everybody. Down and up. We have 1 more to finish. Press, lift up into your down dog, and you're amazing. Reach your heels down into the mat. Again, you can always be on your elbows here, yeah, if you need to. Wherever you're at, slowly, carefully, walk your hands in towards your toes and hang into that forward fold. Now, one of the best things we can do is truly finish our Pilates practice, okay? Make sure that the weight is forward out of the heels. You're not sending your booty back. All right, you want the deepest stretch you can get. Leaving your head heavy. Lift your abdominals to the ceiling, and let's finish with precision and poise as we roll up. Keep your arms overhead. Lift your abs up towards the ceiling. This is the same articulation in our bodies we've been working for. Keep that head heavy as we grow to our tallest, longest height. Arms overhead. Press the arms down through space as you get taller and even more taller. Lift your abdominals. And what you're feeling right now is exactly how I want you to walk through the rest of your day. Thank you so much for taking this time to really investigate this beautiful thing we call Pilates. I hope it was helpful to you. Please make sure you contact me with questions or comments. Yeah, and we'll just keep growing, getting better and better, handling the screams and the chaos, externally and internally. And I'll see you next time.